Blessings everyone. Today we're doing something special. Right behind me is none other than Noah's Ark. Check out how big this is. Today we came to Noah's Ark here in Kentucky, and it is humongous. It's a replica with all the exact sizes, the correct Bible specifications, and even some animals.
Every one of these logs has to be cut by hand, and it takes about 6 guys 2 days to cut one log.
We just walked through the entrance of this thing and it's just massive. Look how big it just reaches. We're about to walk through the doors here of the Ark. We're now in the front of the humongous Ark here. And if you see the structure inside, this right here is where they kept the water and the food for all the animals. They had the animals in different sections. If you see over here, you have a different smaller animals. This is the front of the Ark, but if you want to just get a perception of the depth, check it out. That's the other side, and it's just so long. It just keeps going and going and going. I can't even see the other side at the end. I can't see it. Here on this side, we have animals that were brought into the Ark that are most likely extinct at this point. They're really different than the animals we have now. Most likely went extinct because of temperature changes and atmosphere changes that we have nowadays. Here we have this type of mammal, which is probably extinct now. We don't have them. But we see them giving them food from up there and feeding them down here. Help! We're locked inside! Help! We have here a canine, which is a dog kind. And if you see here, this is probably what went into the Ark. And from this canine came all different kind of foxes, dogs, wolves, and even more things, jackals, from this original canine. What cannot happen is that a canine will not become a cat, for example. That is totally 2 different species. That is not biblical. Everybody always wants to know how large was the Ark, and here we have the answer. We have that is 500 feet long. That is 5 football stadiums long. And then we have 51 feet height and 85 feet wide. Here to the back, it actually fits a 747 from here to the back. And then we still have the other side, which fits another 747. I wanted to share the Noah story with you. I know you probably know it already, but as you know, in the time of Noah, right, Abby, the people were being very, very bad, very bad. So God tells Noah to build this ark because it was gonna rain. Now, the thing about that is that it had never rained before, never rained. So the people, even Noah, if I was Noah, I'd be like, but it never rained. But not Noah. He had faith and he built the ark. It took him a long time, but he did it by himself with his family. Maybe he had some workers helping him out. But at the end of the day, nobody came into the ark with him, right, Abby? Nobody came in. The only people that came into the ark with him who believed in God. And it was just his family, his 3 sons and his 3 daughter-in-laws and his wife. So it's a total of 8 people out of the whole people in the world. And that's the thing about today also. We also preach about God saving people and us needing this ark that is Jesus. And even now people don't listen, but not you and me. You and I are different, right, Abby? Yes. We're gonna listen to God, right? And we're gonna obey and make sure that we are inside of the ark of salvation. Here we have different civilizations that have flood stories inside of them, saying almost identical to the story of the flood that we have in the Bible. And it's because these stories, once people left the ark, they carried this story all throughout their civilization. Now we are through the living quarters. Here is Shem. Shem is the son that actually took over, and this is where the Hebrew people came and ultimately where Jesus came from. They were growing food inside of the ark because they were quarantined. They could not go to Walmart. and get food. So they had to grow it themselves. Now it rained for 40 days and 40 nights, but a lot of scholars agree that Noah and his family were inside of the ark almost for a full year. Here's the aviary, and here we have Noah sending out the dove out into the world. Here's what happened outside in the world, outside of the ark. The crust broke and water came from above and below. All the animals just died off. The marine animals, they lived on, but a lot of them did die off also. Land was just covered in water. Of course, we know that the ark came to rest somewhere in a mountain somewhere, and obviously the water started to recede and the animals left the ark into a new world. We made it here to our end of our tour. Thank you for being with us. In the meantime, keep reading your Bible and let's see what kind of adventures God has in store for us. Bye! You guys gonna help me build an ark?
Yes.
We're gonna build an ark.